Hey, Logie here. In my last episode of Getting Rid of Stuff, I defined minimalism for myself, and I used the term values in defining it. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. This is Getting Rid of Stuff, Episode 3, my values and how that determines what stuff I keep and what stuff I get rid of. Values are really just our way of prioritizing and understanding what's important to us. I think having mine clearly listed will help me make decisions and be more aware of how my actions are going to make me feel. Acting in accordance with my values generally makes me feel more satisfied, and doing things that don't align with my values generally makes me feel worse. I also hope that defining them will make it easier for me to get rid of stuff that is not allowing or motivating me to live my values. The way I'm defining my values is if I look back on my life, what has brought me the most joy, what am I the most proud of, and what has been the most fulfilling. Based on these three criteria, I've determined my top 5 values. I value my relationships and being good to people. This includes family and friends as well as strangers. This value meets all the criteria of how I'm defining my values. When I'm around other people that are happy, I'm happy. When I can emotionally connect with people, I get a sense of fulfillment, and I'm proud of the relationships that I have. Next is health, both physical and mental. This one is a bit more abstract in its relationship with my measures of value, because yes, I am proud when I'm eating healthy and happier when I'm getting regular exercise, but mostly I think of this one when I'm injured or sick, and that lack of health sucks the joy out of other experiences. Before getting into the other ones, I want to determine how these values are going to impact my decisions of what physical stuff I want to keep. Relationships are complex, and a lot of different things factor into starting, maintaining, and growing them. One of those is definitely money. It determines a lot of the different experiences you can have with people. I don't currently have an income, and thinking about this makes me realize that may be negatively impacting some of my relationships. Another thing is physical presence, and to be someone others are proud to be with. In that respect, I'm going to keep clothes that I think look good on me, as well as get rid of some that don't, and keep hygiene products to keep myself reasonably presentable. I also like to spend time with people who are interesting and have things to contribute to conversations. So things like books and hobbies that increase my knowledge base and give me things to talk about are important for that reason. I also think people who are confident in and know themselves are more interesting to talk to. I've been journaling for the last couple months, but recently I've been less consistent with that, and I'm going to get back into daily journaling because it helps me know and understand myself and my thoughts. These are the things I'm getting rid of related to relationships. It's some clothes that are either worn out or don't fit me that well, and it's just time to get rid of. And then a lot of it is books, some that I've read, some of which I've liked, some of which I haven't, some that I've either had just for school or I'm not interested in reading. And the largest stack here is actually ones that I would love to read, but some of them are either outdated nonfiction books or fiction books that are not on the top of my list. And some of them are kind of aspirational clutter, things that, if I had unlimited time, that'd be great to read. But in reality, I'm probably not going to read them. And then finally, it's some movies, most of which I've watched, and a lot of them I really liked. But if I'm going to watch something, I'll probably watch something new, and I can probably find these online. As far as health, things like cooking equipment and exercise equipment are important for physical health. And then for mental health, things that make me feel happy, calm, and important. That might include beautiful things like artwork, or sentimental things like a favorite t-shirt, and it definitely includes plants. Although their impact on indoor air quality may not be clear, they are living things that depend on you, and they benefit my mental health in a plethora of ways. I think the benefits and lessons from plants is a topic for a whole nother video. This is the health-related stuff I'm getting rid of. Some of it is exercise clothes that I don't use, and the rest is kind of miscellaneous stuff that you'd probably find either in a medicine cabinet or a toiletry bag, and some of it is like expired medicine, and some of it is just stuff that I've had for years and haven't found a reason to use. Third, I value new experiences and adventure. This includes camping and travel, as well as expanding my social comfort zone, which is something these videos do. This means I'm going to keep clothes and equipment that allow me to experience more. For example, winter clothes and skis, bikes and tents. All of this stuff expands the possibilities of what I can do. Recently, I've been intentionally trying to do things outside of my comfort zone and be more bold in my decision making. I'm proud of new experiences, and they create the strongest memories for me. So here I have an airsoft gun, some rollerblades, and a remote control airplane. These are unique things that allow me to have different experiences, but I haven't used them in a long time. And over here I have some camping stuff, a picnic basket, and some swimsuits. They are going to have very minimal, if any, effect on whether I go swimming, have a picnic, or go camping. Next, I value creativity and making stuff, so tools and raw materials have value to me. This includes my phone and computer for video making, as well as tools and wood for woodworking. I have this divided into 3 groups. This stuff over here is stuff that I like the idea of, but I'm not so keen on the implementation, and I think I could make versions of myself that I would prefer. This over here, that I always thought would make a cool door handle, but I don't even have a house that has a door on it right now that I can put that on, so if that arises, I'll get a new one. And this stuff over here is all watercolors that I've made, and I like it, and I enjoyed the process of making it, but that doesn't mean I have to keep it. Finally, I value nature, the environment, and being good to the planet. This includes plants and animals and biodiversity in general, as well as careful use of resources and protecting natural areas. Although some of my best memories happened outside, camping or hiking or skiing, I'm not sure this value would have made my list of top 5, just based on the 3 criteria I listed at the beginning. I think this value in particular, but also being good to people, are valued by another measure besides joy, pride, and fulfillment. That 4th measure is just what feels like the right thing to do. It's clear we as humans are putting a lot of strain on planet Earth, and I think we should do what we can to minimize that. As far as stuff, this usually manifests itself in buying as little as possible and making use of things that might otherwise be discarded. Throwing something away, however, isn't always a bad decision. If it's not going to provide anyone value and it can't be recycled, then it might as well start breaking down in a landfill now rather than at the end of my life. It might take 1,000 years to break down, but that's better than 1,000 years plus however long it takes me to die, right? Hey, I know I define my values differently from how you might typically see values listed, but this made more sense to me than using words like rigor, inner harmony, or democraticness, which are all real words on a list of values on mindtools.com, which, to be fair, is where I got the metrics of joy, pride, and fulfillment for determining value. I could have said exploration or uniqueness, but I chose to say new experiences and adventure, because they're words I actually use, that's how I would explain it to a friend, and it made it easier to wrap my head around and relate to what I determined as my values. I'm a super small new channel, and I know most of the people behind the 25 views on my last video, so if you're someone that I don't know personally and you made it to the end of the video, please introduce yourself or just say hey in the comments. It'd be awesome to meet some of my first supporters. Altogether, I'm getting rid of 80 things in this video, which brings the total up to 150 out of 300 things. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up and subscribing. And if you haven't seen the other parts of this series, you can check them out here. Thanks again for watching. See ya.